Two championship teams from a year ago will square off tonight for the championship of the McDonald's Texas Invitational at Phillips Gym in Pasadena. It's the Atascocita Eagles taking on the Lancaster Tigers, and it's coming up next here on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Phillips Gym in Pasadena, Texas, where tonight we bring you the championship game of the McDonald's Texas Invitational. I'm Tom Franklin, alongside is Jim Haller, and Coach, we got a dandy ball game for you tonight. Last year's champion here of the Invitational, the Atascocita Eagles, back to defend against last year's state 5A champions, the Lancaster Tigers.
Well, and the Lancaster Tigers are expected to be right back there this year, Tom. And the team they're playing tonight, the Atascocita Eagles, they have everything you want. Size, speed, quickness, great shooters. We've got great players. This is going to be a great one.
Speaking of great players, Atascocita has a dandy in their guard, and that is Carson Edwards.
Well, Carson Edwards is regarded as one of the top 3 guards in the state of Texas. He'll be taking his talents to play for the Purdue Boilermakers up in the Big Ten Conference. He's a great shooter, a great playmaker, and a terrific leader.
On the other side, the Lancaster Tigers, they have a nice swingman forward in Jacoby Pemberton.
Well, Jacoby Pemberton is very, very versatile. He can put the ball on the hardwood with a quick drive to the bucket. He's a great baseline jump shooter. He's signed with Louisiana Tech for his college future. He will be a big focus for the Atascocita defense here tonight.
Going to be very interesting to see how this game shapes up and which team can exert their will against the other.
Well, we've got 2 big ones inside. We've got great guards. We've got powerful, strong players. This is going to be a dandy. This is the best high school tournament in America with great talent in it this year.
You know, 80 teams started this thing. When all was said and done, we're down to the final 2 tonight, and you couldn't go any better than the number 1 and the number 2 seeds in Atascocita and Lancaster.
Well, both of them have fought their way through tough opposition coming into the night's championship game. Both teams have good depth. Both teams have great coaches. This is going to be a wonderful matchup to observe.
It's going to be real interesting to see the pace of play, because a lot of times people complain about high school basketball being slow and maybe it needs a shot clock. I don't think you need a shot clock with these 2 teams.
Not at all. You'll see Carson Edwards, he gets that ball up and down the floor so fast, and you know the Lancaster Tigers likewise. David Martinez for Atascocita, Farron Douglas for Lancaster, 2 of the top coaches in the state. It will be fun to see them push and pull that trigger here tonight.
All right, we'll come back with the starting lineups and more of tonight's ball game, the Texas Invitational Championship, Atascocita and Lancaster, right after this timeout.
ISD Education Foundation is a nonprofit organization working with the community to provide the resources educators and students need to achieve educational excellence. The Pasadena ISD Education Foundation, bringing dreams to life for educators and students.
Have you recently lost your job or been denied medical care? Has your doctor told you their panel is full and they cannot take you? At Pasadena Health Center, we make healthcare affordable and provide access to reliable, quality healthcare in a caring atmosphere. We offer services in family medicine, dental, OBGYN, pediatrics, x-ray, lab, and pharmacy. We accept Medicare, Medicaid, private insurance, and offer discounted fees for self-pay patients. Pasadena Health Center, where caring is what we do best.
We deserve a dealership that works hard for us.
You know it.
We deserve low prices and to be told done deal.
At LaPorte Mitsubishi, you know it. We get your deals done with our exclusive Yes Financing program and the lowest prices like
Outlanders just $209. Outlander Sports as low as $179. Get 2 Mirages for just $299 a month.
Come to LaPorte Mitsubishi and ask for our exclusive Yes Financing program.
Get your deal done. You know it.
And you're back here at Phillips Gym in Pasadena for the championship game of the McDonald's Texas Invitational. Tom Franklin and Jim Haller here, and the third member of our crew is going to join us momentarily here on courtside, Jeff Power. Jeff, take it away.
Yeah, that's right, guys. In fact, I want to talk to you a little about football because both Lancaster and Atascocita won their football games this weekend. Lancaster has no players playing football on this basketball team. That just goes to show you how much talent they've got over there. As for the other side of the coin, well, Atascocita has got 3 players that play football. They beat Cedar Ridge last night. They're excited. In fact, they're on the bench. We'll talk about them a bit later on. Guys, back to you. Let's get that starting lineup.
All right, Jeff, thanks very much. Let's take a look at the starting lineups first for the Atascocita Eagles. They're the defending champions, but the way the thing worked out, they're the visiting team in tonight's ball game. And Carson Edwards, you see the 6-foot senior guard, leads them in scoring almost 25 points a game. Last year has already got a couple of 30-point games to his stead. Greg Shedd can both score and distribute at the point guard spot. Stephon Moorhead is filling in for one of those football players, Brandon Loville, who will be back in the starting lineup once football season is over. Then you have Max Wilroot and Fabian White, a transfer, 6'8 transfer from Kingwood High School. He was the Defensive Player of the Year in District 16 6A a year ago. A welcome addition to this Atascocita Eagle squad. And now for the Lancaster Tigers, the defending state 5A champions. They have an outstanding point guard themselves, Dion Barrett, 5'9 senior. TJ Starks has transferred in, and he has also provided quite an input off the bench, along with Ike Durham, Montravius Price, and Darius Anderson will round out their starting lineup. You can see a little small for the starting lineup as far as Lancaster is concerned, Coach.
Well, normally we would expect to see Nate Morris, their 6'9 center, in the starting lineup, but Coach Farron Douglas must be trying to match up with this much, much smaller Atascocita team that has so much speed.
I was going to say, worried about the speed factor, and maybe Morris just can't get up and down the floor quite as much. So we'll see what happens. So with Atascocita being the visiting team, they'll be dressed in the red jerseys with the navy blue and white trim. And Lancaster is the home team, and they have the white uniforms with the black and orange trim. And that's how we'll get things started today. You talked to our officials. Why don't you go ahead and give them a little shout out there?
Well, we've got a great crew working here this evening, a veteran crew out of the Houston chapter. Bill Carey is the lead official. Heath Harvey and DeAndre Bell also working tonight's game. They better be in shape, Tom, because this is going to be a fast-paced game.
There you see David Martinez, the head coach of Atascocita, rubbing his hands there on the sidelines. That's a team that has kind of a debt to pay. Everybody thought they were going to be in the state championships last year, and they got beat in the regional finals in an upset by Irving MacArthur.
And they pulled a big upset here in the finals of this tournament last year when they beat a very highly rated DeSoto team.
Jacoby Pemberton jumping center, along with Fabian White. Atascocita controls, and a nice defensive play by Darius Anderson underneath prevents perhaps a lay-in basket to get things started.
Well, that right there is a good indicator of the defensive prowess we're going to see on the part of both teams here tonight.
Man-to-man defense to start out for Atascocita. And this is Ike Durham. He gives it up. Shot is no good. Rebound taken down, and there you see the first rebound by Fabian White. We expect him to control the boards. Fast break, easy lay-in basket for Matt Wilroot for the first point of the game for Atascocita.
Well, give Fabian White credit for that basket. He got the block, they got the easy bucket.
Pemberton dishes off, and the miss underneath by Durham. Put back is good.
Nice job, yeah, nice job by Darius Anderson, a 6-foot senior there on the quick putback.
Oh, left-handed jump hook is nicely done by Wilroot. You don't expect to see the lefty down low, do you, Coach?
And you don't expect to see the old-fashioned hook shot either. That was great. I used to shoot that back about 50 years ago.
Little pressure on the sideline in front of the Lancaster bench. Quick hands coming in from the outside. Stephen Moorhead causing trouble over there for Darius Anderson.
Good look at Farron Douglas on the Lancaster bench. He's always exhorting his team to better effort.
And very nattily dressed for this championship game too, I might add, with the dark suit and the orange tie.
A nice job attacking that trap at midcourt.
Loose ball, and it comes away for Atascocita. They were trying to split. Starks tried to split and lost his balance and lost the ball. Here's a baseline jumper by Edwards, no good. Wilward fights for the rebound, can't get it, and it's taken down by Barnett, the smallest guy on the floor, and he's going to try and go coast to coast. In the lane for Durham, and he's got the layup for two.
Boy, both these ball clubs great at penetration.
Here's White in transition with the left hand as he beat Pemberton down the floor.
What a great job of shielding the defense with his back as he used that left hand to get the finish and the kiss off the glass.
So here's Barrett, or Barnett rather. On the drive with a lefty floater is no good by Starks. Rebound, and they say it comes down out of bounds and will stay with Lancaster. There's a look at Farron Douglas, giving the play in. They get it in for Starks in the corner for Barnett. Rebound Pemberton, knocked away by White. You see why he was the Defensive Player of the Year in 16-6A.
Well, he's got great reactions, good anticipation. He is definitely all he's been touted to be. Barrett on the throw-in now for the Lancaster Tigers. He made the All-State Tournament team last year when the Tigers won that crown.
They tried to inbound after getting the turnover, and once again, White comes away with the ball. Here's Wilroot on the left block, backs his way in. Going to get an offensive foul or travel on Wilroot.
That was a great defensive job by Barrett. He was mismatched against the much, much taller Atascocita Eagle.
Stealing the inbounds pass is Shed. They get it back outside. Here's White to the basket with the right hand.
Well, nice move by White, but no help coming from the offside for Lancaster on defense.
Little trap down on the baseline. They get it forward now, got a 3-on-2. Lobbing it for the basket. Pemberton couldn't get the alley-oop and lost it out of bounds.
Boy, so much talent in this ball game here tonight. 5 of these players have signed with major Division I colleges already.
Here's White's move to the basket. Nice little roll.
Tom, I'll guarantee you there's not many high school tournaments in the country that have 5 Division I signees on the floor at one time like we have here tonight.
Well, the state of Texas is blessed to have great basketball talent. It's on display here at the Texas Invitational. Here's Edwards with his first shot, and they call it a 3.
Well, Edwards got the great quick release and got the good hops to get up and over the white-shirted Tiger defenders.
So Atascocita breaking out fast to a 7-point lead. Deflection, and it's taken away by Shed. And right now, Atascocita's quick hands is giving Lancaster problems. Feed the baseline for Wilroot for another lay-in. And Farron Douglas has got to call a timeout with 4:24 left here in the opening quarter. And Atascocita out to a 9-point lead.
Well, the Eagles look like a fine-tuned machine here so far, running their transition game to perfection, making the nice hard cuts to the basket with easy assists from their teammates to jump out to the 9-point advantage.
Well, it's all been set up by their defense. Those hands have been getting in there, getting deflections, getting steals, and that set up the transition. They've taken advantage of that situation.
Well, all 5 players on the floor for Atascocita, super quick with their feet. They're always in the right place at the right time defensively. That leads to easy transition baskets like we saw right there on the terrific finish inside by Matt Wilrott.
And a great feed by Moorhead to set up Wilrod with the basket from the baseline.
Wilrott is the game's leading scorer with 6 here in the early going.
Well, now we get a quick break down the floor. A wild right-hander is no good. And there's the putback by the guy we expected to see. Nate Morris came in at the timeout trying to get Lancaster underway here.
Well, Nate Morris, who just made his presence felt, he is signed with the University of Mississippi out of the Southeastern Conference.
And an offensive foul. They're going to call Edwards for a push-off.
Boy, that was great defense right there. Lancaster, Ike Durham, 5'9", jumped right there quickly to cut off Carson Edwards. You could see Edwards push off right there with his left hand. Great camera work there. Thank you, guys.
Always looking out for those camera people.
Well, they're good ones. We got the best of the best working here tonight.
How did I get here? That's what I want to know. Here's Pemberton with a 3 from the right wing that's good. 5 quick points for Lancaster all of a sudden.
Well, Pemberton's got that smooth stroke. He'll be going to Louisiana Tech. He can do it all.
Now we're down to 3 minutes and 40 seconds in the opening quarter. And what was a 9-point lead has been cut down to 4. Atascocita exercising some patience on offense. Shed will go to the basket. Off balance shot, no good. White fights for the rebound and got it away and put it in for 2 more.
Well, what a great effort by White there for Atascocita. Great hops, great quickness.
You know, they asked him about the transition from Kingwood over to Atascocita. He says, really simple. He says, play defense and make dunks.
Well, that's a good way to look at it. He can keep it that simple. He's ahead of the most of us.
Harris with the rebound gives to Shed. Shed for Edwards. His 3 ball is good.
Well, you can see Edwards right there. He was 2 steps outside the 3-point line. That youngster has great range on his jumper.
And how about the quick release? About
Yes,
as soon as he caught it, it was on its way. Back out to a 9-point advantage now for Atascocita. Deep 3 straight away, no good by Barrett. And another rebound for Atascocita. Falling to the floor is Edwards. And we're going to get a jump ball. Coming in over the top was Durham, and players getting a little excited here, and the officials doing a good job of stepping in and getting everybody separated.
Both of these ball clubs are so competitive, Tom, very aggressive on both sides. The white-shirted Lancaster Tigers and the red-shirted Atascocita Eagles.
You can see that Edwards was down on the floor, and Durham was on top of him, and once they called the jump ball, Edwards said, just get off of me, and I'll help you get off of me.
I don't think he said it that nice.
Oh, you don't think he did?
No, I know he didn't, partner.
So with 2:28 left, Lancaster will inbounds right near midcourt, right in front of us. And there is Ronald McDonald. He's loving it, and why not? What a great final we've got here. 2:25 left here in the opening quarter, and Atascocita with the early advantage.
Well, both these ball clubs, their coaching staffs exhorting them defensively. You noticed how David Martinez and Farron Douglas are both down in defensive crouches as their ball clubs are on defense. They're moving as much as their players are.
Pemberton trying to attack the double team here. And will they get the whistle?
Well, a nice aggressive move by the lefty headed to Louisiana Tech.
They haven't put the foul up on the board.
We hadn't really said enough, Tom, about the outstanding point guard for Lancaster, Dion Barrett. He averaged 15 points and 7 assists last year, made first team all tournament in the state tournament in San Antonio. He is a great floor leader. We'll watch him closely this entire game.
A couple of free throws. Good for Pemberton, who now has 5 points. And the lead is 7 for Atascocita. They try and break the press and do. Here's Harris with the elbow jumper, in and out, no good. Coming up for the rebound was Devin Harrison, and he got fouled.
Well, partner, I'm going to tell you something. This full court pressure defense that Lancaster's playing is sensational, but Atascocita is attacking it textbook perfectly. Getting the man to the middle of the floor, always looking up. Both these teams very sound fundamentally.
Harrison with the first free throw. Atascocita snuck a player in on us. He was wearing number 5 on the floor. And I didn't get a 5 on my roster. You got one on yours?
I do not, partner.
See, they're sneaking one in on us.
There you go.
So we have the mystery player, and he drew the foul. Long shot for the corner. Is no good by Hurd, but another chance. And Morris with a right-handed runner through the lane for 2.
Boy, did you see that high extension on that shot attempt? That youngster offensively plays much bigger than his 6'9" height.
He's got quite the wingspan. Here's a 3 for the corner, no good. Chasing down for the rebound, they say last touch. by Atascocita will belong to Lancaster with 1:29 left here in the quarter.
You know, Tom, this is such a prestigious tournament. Both of these teams have the intensity of a state tournament game.
Absolutely.
This is a real feather in the cap.
Driving to the basket was Shed. He got fouled on the drive.
Well, right there was a good example of the new emphasis on defense, trying to make the game less physical. The least little bumps out front now this year are being called for a foul where they could have possibly gotten away with it the last couple of seasons. Same goes in the paint.
Here's Shed with the basketball. Down low for Wilroot. Put it up, no good, but he got fouled on the flyby on the defense.
What a great pass by Greg Shed. 5'11" senior guard. Watch this pass right here across the paint. Great court vision. Absolutely fantastic. That's what you're wanting your guards to do. Find the open man inside.
And Wilroot, who got off to an early start with 3 quick baskets, makes his first from the free throw line.
You know, Coach David Martinez was talking to me before the game about Greg Shed and what a great defender he is. He had 5 steals in that game last night. Great defender.
2 for 2 for the free throw line for Wilroot, who's got 8 points to lead all scorers. It's back out to a 9-point lead as we approach the 1-minute mark of the opening quarter for Atascocita. This is Hurd off the sideline, gives it up for Barrett. Deion Barrett. Drive and dish. Baseline jumper too strong by Morris. And away comes Atascocita. Shed on the wing. Wilroot to the basket, too strong. Put back, no good. Put back again, no good. We got free throws coming up for Atascocita.
Well, Morris, the big 6'9" youngster, got pushed back up under the backboard. Did not get in rebounding position there. Atascocita took advantage of that. You can see Morris back up under the backboard, not out front where he could block out. Great effort continuing here on the part of the Eagles.
And our mystery ball player makes the free throw. We're going to have to see if we can get somebody over there at the end of the first quarter and find out who's wearing number 5 for Atascocita.
Folks, all we can do is get the roster that's handed to us to talk about. That was not there.
And Coach did not tell us he was sneaking a player in.
Nice defensive long rebound for Pemberton that time for the Tigers.
Down to a half minute to go here in the opening quarter, and the biggest lead of the game so far for Atascocita at 10. Stop and pop for the free throw line by Starks is no good. Rebound fought for, thrown back in, recovered by Lancaster. Anderson brings it out. Barrett will take the 3 and drive it home.
Well, there you see why that youngster first team All-State tournament last year. He's their floor leader, great outside shooter and penetrator.
Final second, Shed's got the ball. Working against Starks in the lane, back outside. The 3 ball by Harris is short. And that's the end of the opening quarter. And an entertaining first quarter it has been in the finals, the McDonald's Texas Championship. 23-16, a 7-point lead for the defending champions from Atascocita.
We welcome you to North Shore Marine. We support a large parts and accessories for Johnson, Evinrude, Yamaha, and Suzuki. And we also have parts for your boat, not only just the motor. So you can come in and get pretty much everything you need and be on your way. So you name it, we got it. We sell Sea Arc aluminum boats. A wide variety we try to keep in stock so we can accommodate just about anybody. We service Johnson, Evinrude, Yamaha, and Suzuki. We have a master technician in our staff, and he's highly accredited. Well, of course, we're a family-oriented business. We try to keep it on that level. We're concerned for the well-being of our customers. Come visit us at North Shore Marine.
Today's presentation of the McDonald's Texas Invitational being brought to you by Pasadena Chamber of Commerce, by the City of Pasadena, by Community Bank of Texas, and by McDonald's. We're here at Phillips Gym in Pasadena. 23-16, Atascocita defending champions of this event with a 7-point lead at the end of the opening quarter. How dare you, Ronald? How dare you do that to Jim and I?
Where are the Big Macs?
Come on, man. I want the fries. Give me the fries. There's nothing better than McDonald's fries.
And make it a large.
So period number 2 underway here.
Well, the mystery player we found out for Atascocita is their fabulous sophomore, Devin Harrison. 6'3" soft, number 5.
They gave him to us as number 24, and wearing number 24 is Nick Mason. So I'm glad we have that straightened out now. And we get a foul down low on Atascocita, so it'll be a Lancaster ball. The inbound for Barrett in the backcourt with Anderson. Now quickly down the floor, Pemberton, deep three from the right wing, in and out, no good. And the rebound cleared out of there by White.
I'm so impressed with the way both ball clubs are handling the full court press.
Wow, that one was from Deer Park. Edwards missed it, rattled it in and out, but Wilroot gives him a second chance. Oh, they tried to feed White, and he wasn't looking for it. And back the other way comes Starks to the basket. No good, but he was fouled.
Well, great explosiveness that time by Starks, going hard to the bucket. Watch this speed, and watch him blow right by the red-shirted Atascocita Eagle defenders. Great quickness for this young man, just a junior. He actually played at DeSoto High School last year.
And David Martinez, who is the head coach at Atascocita, at one time was an assistant coach at DeSoto. Yep. And when he was there, had Starks' older brother. And he said this was a little kid who used to hang around with practice and a ball all the time, and they used to call him Skittles.
Pretty good description.
So he makes 2 free throws to cut the deficit down to 5 points.
Mentioned David Martinez, former assistant at DeSoto. He worked there under one of the great Texas high school coaches, Chris Dyer, who is still at DeSoto, has won the championship in this tournament a couple of times and has won 4 straight, not 4 straight, but 4 state championships in his high school coaching career. So David trained under a good one up there in the Dallas area.
Well, we've got a timeout. Let's take you back into that exciting first quarter and a few of the highlights along the way. Wilroot with one of his 3 baskets.
Well,
there's a nice move down
that
low.
was really more of a true hook shot, not just a jump hook. But
yep.
There you can see the quick move to the bucket by Ike Durham, and then coming back the other way, you've got the big guy, Fabian White, for Atascocita, and here he comes
one more
again.
time. Yep.
Well, look at Carson Edwards, that quick stop. Watch his extension jumping up and over. Great range, great release. You can see why he's going to play in the Big Ten for Purdue. And another putback there by Fabian White. There you go, Dion Barrett, the great 5'9" point guard for the Lancaster Tigers, doing it from far out on the perimeter.
That was the final basket of the first quarter. So Atascocita's led by as many as 10. It's been cut in half, down to 5 here, with 7:14 to go in the first half.
Both ball clubs are very talented defensively, but you can see what kind of offensive firepower he have here. 23-18 at the end of the first 8 minutes.
Moorhead playing pitch catch with Edwards. Now here's Shed. Back to Edwards, a long way for the basket. Anderson trying to go in his hip pocket. Spinning through it, traveled as he went around. Oh! And Fabian Douglas across the way was spinning around saying, yeah, that's the way our defense is supposed to go. And on his spin move, he hit the deck.
Watch this, watch this. We're going to see Carson Edwards there. So we saw the coach tripped over the 28-foot line. I told you these coaches are moving as much as their players are.
Through the lane with a lefty off the glass that goes for Anderson. How about that move by Darius Anderson?
What a great flip to the hip and coming right back, challenging all the way for a Atascocita with Stephon Moorhead.
And on the floor, Lancaster picks up the loose ball, and it's once again Anderson. They have to call a timeout to prevent the 5-second call in the backcourt, and Lancaster will keep it as they've got down to 3 now with 6:21 left.
You know, Tom, one of the new rules in college basketball is there's no such thing as the 5-second call anymore. I don't think it applies in high school, but that is some interesting rule change that they put in effect this year.
Yeah, that 5-second closely guarded kind of thing, that was too judgmental for the official. What constitutes, how close does he have to be closely guarded? And sometimes that count, outside the hash mark in particular would get there. I think that's
I'll
a good
never
move
forget
by the
one of
NCAA.
the great statements I've ever heard a coach made. I was a graduate assistant coach at Texas A&M back in 1967, sitting there next to Shelby Metcalf on the bench, and he said, "Oh my gosh, this official's so good tonight. He got that 5-second defense call in 3.5 seconds." So that has stuck with me forever.
Now, I'll take you back into that era. I mean, how good was basketball in the Southwest Conference where you got Shelby Metcalf and Abe Lemons going at it at the same time?
I guarantee if you could have put them on the comedy hour, they would have been the world champions.
So now Lancaster trying to draw close as they've been since the opening tip, or perhaps even tie if they can get a 3-ball here.
Yeah, but very interesting. Atascocita looks like they were in a zone defense.
Well, they're playing man-to-man against Pemberton. There's their 5-second count, just as we were talking about, as right in the hip pocket of Pemberton this whole time was Stephon Moorhead. And Moorhead's an interesting story, a 6'3 senior who's getting to start because Brandon LaVille is playing football still.
Yeah, and think Brandon LaVille was the runner-up for most outstanding defensive player in this league last year. Think how this Atascocita D is going to be when he gets back.
Absolutely. Wilrude dishes off, knew he was going to get contact, and Pemberton draws the charge underneath the basket.
Boy, great team defensive rotation for Lancaster. Watch Pemberton right here. Beautiful job of sliding into that paint, covering for his teammate.
5 team fouls now against Atascocita, 4 for Lancaster. And the Tigers will have it underneath their own defensive basket. They're going to get pressure all 94 feet. Mop up a little perspiration. Kevin, one of our cameramen over there, manning the towel as well as manning the camera. Multi-purpose over there. So again, the Tigers trying to get closer than 3 or maybe even a tie if they can get a 3-ball from the outside. Starks will step in for the 18-footer and knock it home.
Boy, what a savvy little player that Starks is. Just a junior. Southpaw right there, knocking it down, nothing but net.
Got ourselves a 1-point game here as we approach the 5-minute mark of the first half. After Atascocita has controlled most of the first half by as many as 10. Shed on the right wing. Across the arc, in the lane. Edwards with the 10-foot runner, no good. Rebound taken out of there by Morris. Quick outlet for Starks to the basket, left it short. No follow by Pemberton. They're going to say that Starks was fouled on the initial shot.
Well, that was a great outlet pass by Nate Morris. Watch him get this ball out of traffic. Good strength, flipping it out for the long outlet pass. You see the great effort by Starks, taking it all the way. Pemberton at the follow-up.
And Shed guilty of the foul. So Starks, who made a couple just a moment ago, now 3 for 3 from the line and ties the game at 23. And he can give Lancaster their first lead.
Well, I can't say enough about the intensity on the part of both ball clubs so far in this game. The effort has been just beyond expectations for a preseason tournament game.
You know, when a team gets down by 10 in the opening quarter, but the defending state champions, they don't get rattled. They just get to business, get after it, and here they are. Well, Lancaster back on top.
And it helps, Tom. They've got a lot of talent.
That they do. Shot from the wing is no good. Follow is too strong. Rebound back in the wing. Here's Moorhead. And he will set things back up again for Atascocita.
Well, Fabian White was open on the baseline. His teammates missed him. It's open right now.
Edwards off the back iron. White missed the follow. Fight for the loose ball. Loose and out of bounds. Last touch by Pemberton. And it'll go back to Atascocita with 4:07 left in the half. Moorhead will check out. And Jarris Harris will come in. The rhythm that Atascocita's offense had came off a transition. They've struggled here in the half court. White shot is no good. The rebound comes back to him, muscles it up. Too strong, tipped around. Who's going to get it? Loose ball, last touch by Lancaster again. It goes out of bounds, and Atascocita will have another chance.
Boy, both ball clubs continuing to battle relentlessly on the glass.
This is not a game for the faint of heart. Look at all the contact
Not
underneath
at
on
all.
that.
This is a joy to watch.
Inbounds it comes. Mason from the wing is good.
Boy, nice balance up right there on that baseline by Nick Mason. He wasn't even on our pregame roster that was given to us, but good thing we've got his name now, partner.
That's right. When he makes a basket, it makes our job a lot easier. And he puts Atascocita back on top. Nice crossover move by Starks. The lefty, however, is short. And the rebound comes out to White. See if Atascocita can go in transition. To the basket is Edwards for two. Wow, what a move.
Man, that is a streak right there when Carson Edwards has that ball. He's got the great ability on the perimeter with the long ball, or tough to the basket on the drive.
You talk about 0 to 60 in 5. Maybe 5 steps is all it took. Starks on the drive had it poked away from behind and a foul, and it's going to be the second on Shed. Shed thought he got all basketball, but I don't know too many basketball players who have ever really committed a foul. Do you?
I'm like you. I don't remember meeting one.
So back to the free throw line is going to be Starks, where he's 4 for 4 here in the first half. As Coach mentioned, only a junior, 6 foot tall. Transfer from DeSoto.
Boy, what a beautiful follow through. Look at that extension. Is absolute perfect form. This youngster's got a bright future.
Easy to see why he's 5 for 5 from the line.
Well, I'll be shocked if we don't see both these teams in San Antonio at the state tournament in March.
See, I jinxed them.
Yep.
After making 5 in a row misses, so it's a 2-point lead for Atascocita with the ball as we go under 3 minutes here in the opening half. Nice tight defense out top. Moorhead fighting with the basketball with Starks. White way out high away from the basket, goes through the lane. Offensive foul on White.
Well, the crowd.
Let's take a look again.
Yeah, crowd certainly reacting.
It was borderline whether Pemberton got there in time, but the officials say yes, he did. So offensive foul. That's now 18 fouls on Atascocita.
Both ball clubs staying in this full court pressure the entire first half. Both teams continuing to handle it well.
Or Barrett gets a screen, leaves it off. For Starks in the lane, puts up the lefty and got it. We're tied.
Man, is that strong for a little guy. Uses some strength and some hops to get over the red-shirted Eagle defenders.
9 points for Starks to lead all scorers here in the first half. Edwards way away from the basket. Guarded by Durham, will take the long three. It's no good, but flying in for the rebound.
Nice job by Mason getting that long rebound for the Eagles.
Couldn't get the second chance opportunity. Back the other way comes Starks. Starks will try to attack. Double team, couldn't get it away. Rebound comes out to Atascocita. Cannon with the rebound. Here's Edwards with that fast speed. Stop and pop, no good. Rebound, Cannon with a rebound on this end of the floor. They leave it out for Moorhead. Now the three from the wing is no good by Harris. The follow is finally good by Harris.
Well, 4 offensive rebounds on that one possession for the Atascocita Eagles. That could be a big difference maker as the game progresses.
Usually when you shoot 25%, you don't do too good, but when it's on the offensive end, it's not so bad. Barrett dishes off from the baseline. The jumper is no good by Castillo. And here comes the Atascocita. Harris again, blocked from behind. Rebound tipped, and we get a foul underneath. And I believe it's going to be Durham.
Boy, the striped shirts are letting them play here tonight. Very tough, aggressive play. Not just calling the bumps, it almost has to be a knockdown.
Absolutely.
Watch this right here. There's definite contact there, but I think that was a good no call.
Then not much contact right there. Under a minute to go here. Since that's only the 15th foul, it's going to be inbounds from underneath the basket. Moorhead down in the corner. Three is on the way and no good by Edwards. Rebound taken out by Barrett. Now will Lancaster try and slow it down and tie and go ahead in the locker room? Or will they just go ahead and play their normal rhythm? Let's see what happens here.
Well, after being down by 9, they've done a great job of coming back to take this lead.
Robertson dishes off to Barrett. Looks like they're going to play for the final shot, maybe. Well, here goes Barrett attacking the basket. Lost it on the way up, but going to get a reach-in foul, maybe Edwards. And Edwards picks up his second. So both he and Shed, the starting backcourt for Atascocita, with a pair of fouls here in the first half.
Tom, I think Lancaster had 23 points at the end of the first quarter, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 23-16. So Atascocita's been held to just 6 here in the second. 12-6 they've been outscored. Barrett makes the first free throw and now can tie the game with 24.7 seconds left. And does. Substitution as Robertson will check out and Starks will come in.
Well, I tell you, both these ball clubs very well trained on the defensive end of the floor. Their rotations are perfect.
Well, they break the 10-second count. Rollins, number 0 in the ball game, a young freshman. Here's White out top with 8 seconds. He'll step in for the 17-footer. Back iron, no good. Got his own rebound. Leans in from 5. Blocked. Put it up a third time. Won't go. Rebound underneath. Taken down by Durham, and that'll be it. 3 chances for Fabian White. Each one close to the basket and couldn't get it to go.
Well, Atascocita had a good strategy there, putting White out front against that trapping defense, and then slipped him to the free throw line. Just missed the shot, but it was nice execution.
All Atascocita in the first and all Lancaster in the second. And we're all even as we hit the half, 29 apiece. All right.
Joined now by David Martinez, head coach of Atascocita. Wild first half right there. Kind of fitting that it's tied.
Yeah, I mean, two pretty good teams battling out, so both of us got to figure it out. Hopefully it'll be us.
Give me your thoughts about the way Carson Edwards is playing. He's got 2 fouls, but 8 points.
Yeah, he's being aggressive. I like to see him attack the basket more and try to get to the rim and attack those bigs, and maybe we can draw some fouls.
What would it mean to win this title for 2 straight years?
I mean, it'd be special. I mean, we want to win them all, so that's what we're going to be shooting for.
Very good. David Martinez, head coach of Atascocita. Let's send it back to Tom.
All right, Jeff, thanks very much. And now we'll take our timeout. 29 all between Atascocita and Lancaster here in the championship game of the McDonald's Texas Invitational.
ISD Education Foundation is a nonprofit organization working with the community to provide the resources educators and students need to achieve educational excellence. The Pasadena ISD Education Foundation, bringing dreams to life for educators and students.
Have you recently lost your job or been denied medical care? Has your doctor told you their panel is full and they cannot take you? At Pasadena Health Center, we make healthcare affordable and provide access to reliable, quality healthcare in a caring atmosphere. We offer services in family medicine, dental, OBGYN, pediatrics, x-ray, lab, and pharmacy. We accept Medicare, Medicaid, private insurance, and offer discounted fees for self-pay patients. Pasadena Health Center, where caring is what we do best.
We deserve a dealership that works hard for us.
You know it.
We deserve low prices and to be told done deal.
At LaPorte Mitsubishi, you know it. We get your deals done with our exclusive Yes Financing program and the lowest prices like
Outlander's just $209. Outlander Sports as low as $179. Get 2 Mirages for just $299 a month.
Come to LaPorte Mitsubishi and ask for our exclusive Yes Financing program.
Get your deal done. You know it.
29 all here as Lancaster and Atascocita battling it in the McDonald's Texas Invitational. And joining us now is Ben Metter, who of course is the tournament chairman and the founder. 13 years in the books right here, and this tournament is shaping up to be another great battle to the end, right?
Got a good game here, we sure do. That's right, 13 years.
Give me your thoughts, Ben, about this tournament and what it means for the communities of both Pasadena, Deer Park, and really for the whole state for that matter.
Well, when it started 13 years ago, we had 32 teams. We've got 80 teams now, and this community has really embraced this event in a big way. We have sponsors that contribute about $300,000 as seed money to start the tournament each year. A lot of those businesses, they re-up every year. We've got about 400 volunteers that work with us, from selling tickets to hosting teams to just doing anything and everything. And so it's been an event that really is a combination of the Chamber of Commerce, the city, and the school district working together.
Sure. On top of that, you've got about 80 teams from all over the state of Texas and really some top-notch basketball teams from all over Texas.
We look for good programs, boys and girls programs, good coaches, good traditions. They bring their kids in here, good character kids, discipline, and fundamentally sound. And so that's what really attracts the fans, and we got a good attendance here tonight.
And I think people should know also that it's great for the economy in this area, whether it's hotels, restaurants. I mean, these teams are coming from all over Texas, and they're staying here for 3 days.
They do, and one of the things that we do each year, we do an economic analysis or economic impact study. Chad Burke, who heads up our Houston-Port Alliance Economic Alliance, he used to be at Texas A&M, and he does the economic impact, and it really is incredible because this tournament brings in about $2.5 million to the community each year.
Now, McDonald's has been the title sponsor for about 5 years now, correct?
Since 2005.
How exciting is that, having them here, seeing Ronald McDonald, and just knowing that, having that kind of leadership at the top with McDonald's?
Well, that's one of the things we wanted. You know, of course, they have the McDonald's All-American game. People know that who are good basketball fans. And so each year it gives us a credibility that we really needed a number of years ago. And when McDonald's is attached to it, people know that it's going to be a good, sound event.
And I think on top of that, I mean, you've got Duncanville's been here so many years in a row on the girls' side. They won again. Kathy Self-Morgan's got a good-looking team. Thoughts about the way they played today?
They're very good. I talked to her before the game, and she said that she thought she had a good team this year, and it certainly is evident the way they played. Of course, her record stands on its own.
Sure.
You know, going into the state tournament last year, I think she had 105 consecutive victories, and then Manville beat her in the state championship game. But she won our tournament this year. We expect. She told me that she would always come back to this tournament.
Well, they say the road to state starts here, right?
The road to state starts here because a number of years we've either had the boys or the girls state champion in our tournament for the last 7 or 8 years.
Hey, let me get your final thoughts about the museum in the back, and we'll let you go. It's great to see all the names on the wall, whether it's Pasadena, Pasadena ISD Athletics Hall of Fame, and, of course, Deer Park, too. It's just good to see.
This Hall of Fame was started a number of years ago, and it protects our heritage because Pasadena High School was started in 1924, and we now have 5 high schools in the district. And there's been some incredible, very talented athletes come through this district in the past.
Ben, thank you so much for being with us, man. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeff.
We're going to bring in Kathy Bailey now. She's actually another volunteer here and has done such a fantastic job, not only as a volunteer, but she and her husband, Jack Bailey, are very inspirational, not only to Pasadena ISD, but as volunteers here with the culinary school. They've got a lot of excitement here at the Kirk Lewis Career Technology High School. Give me your thoughts just in general about what y'all do as volunteers to help pull this all together.
Well, it takes several months, it seems like, to get things going and get the menu set, the prices set, and we try to do everything we can to accommodate the school and accommodate the people here that we're trying to serve. We're
getting a chance to see the girls and guys here who are part of it, and just so exciting because they get to learn firsthand what it's like to produce the food, to make it, and to be a part of it.
Exactly. And they're teaching them every bit of the way. When they carve the turkey, they're demonstrating and talking to them about everything they can do to make things look better and look presentable and be what we need.
You're retired from Pasadena ISD.
Yes.
What does it mean to you to be involved as a volunteer and doing so much to help out in the local community?
Well, it means everything. These kids, we just live to help these kids, and anything we can do to support them and give them hope, because that's what these kids need, and they're getting it here in Pasadena, I think, because that's what it's all about.
Very good. Kathy Bailey, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much. We appreciate
food, by the way,
thank you.
there.
Thank you so much.
Hey, let's take a quick time out here, and right now it's at halftime. We got a great game going on, all tied up. Atascocita battling Lancaster. We'll be right back with much more.
We welcome you to North Shore Marine. We support a large parts and accessories for Johnson, Evinrude, Yamaha, and Suzuki. And we also have parts for your boat, not only just the motor. So you can come in and get pretty much everything you need and be on your way. So you name it, we got it. We sell Sea Arc aluminum boats. A wide variety we try to keep in stock so we can accommodate just about anybody. Well, we service Johnson, Evinrude, Yamaha, and Suzuki. We have a master technician in our staff, and he's highly accredited. Well, of course, we're a family-oriented business. We try to keep it on that level. We're concerned for the well-being of our customers. Come visit us at North Shore Marine.
And you're back here at Phillips Gym, where we're at halftime of the McDonald's Texas Invitational, all tied up between the top two seeds, Atascocita and Lancaster, at 29 apiece. Top ranked, Jim Haller back with you here at courtside. Interesting first half, Jim, because transition really got Atascocita out to an early lead in the first half, but then Lancaster stopped the transition game and really got themselves going on the offensive end.
Well, I like the way Lancaster adjusted. Now, remember this, when Atascocita got that big lead, they quickly brought in Nate Morris. That made a big difference defensively. Atascocita was not able to penetrate all the way to the hoop like they were early. But this is two sound defensive ball clubs, very quick. And so many high school teams don't have the offside defensive help rotation. These teams are always there to help because there's so much pressure on the ball. They know they're probably going to have to help on the drives to the basket.
See if we can take a look at some of the halftime, first half highlights here from the game between Atascocita and Lancaster.
Well, both ball clubs played very, very hard from start to finish, and there's the big guy right there for Atascocita, Fabian White, getting the quick shot, and there we have the nice penetration move for Starks, and then going so fast here, it's hard for me to even keep up with it, and there's the big Fabian White right there for the Atascocita Eagles.
Step back jumper by Edwards there. And Edwards again with another three.
He's the leading scorer with 8 at the half. And there you see the big Fabian White, the transfer, 6'8", coming in doing his thing. And there's the guy, Darren Barrett, for Lancaster, who is the floor leader deluxe. And he's doing a great job again here tonight. Here's TJ Starks using that left hand with a quick release. Both ball clubs. Here's the youngster came in late, Nick Mason, for Atascocita, hitting the wing jumper. And there Carson Edwards making one of his patented quick moves to the bucket.
All right, before we get going with the second half action, quickly back to Jeff Power with a special guest.
Hey, that's right. If you're in Houston and it's basketball, you know Jim Hicks is hanging around. The magazine, editor-chief, 13 years. That's a good number around here. That's how long this tournament's been going on.
Oh, hey, this tournament been rocking a little bit harder than I have around here.
Who are you looking at tonight in this game?
I mean, well, you got to go with the home team. Atascocita had a good game plan for the first quarter, and Lancaster, they came back with their punch in the second quarter. Defense is the key, but those hustle points is what's going to make a difference in this game.
All right, very good. Skip, thanks so much, Jim. Appreciate it. Back to you guys.
Jim Hicks with RCS Sports. You want to know about high school basketball in the state of Texas, that's a guy to talk to because he knows it all.
And he's always so enthusiastic about it. That's what I love. He loves the game and he loves the players.
All right, so as we get underway with the second half, Lancaster will move left to right in the white uniforms. And Morris will start here in period number 3. Double teamed on the block. Kicks it out to Pemberton. And now it's Durham back to Pemberton.
Well, nice job by Lancaster coming out patient here to make sure they get a good shot on their first possession of the second half.
See if they can get the lead, something they haven't had tonight.
But look at that defense
There's
by
the steal.
Atascocita.
Shed with a steal ahead for Moorhead, and Moorhead with the basket on a nice little runner, his first hoop of the night.
Boy, that was great, sound, fundamental defense there to stop Lancaster from scoring, and they were very, very patient.
Pemberton in the lane for a fall-around 15-footer by Morris, and I tell you what, if David Martinez can get Atascocita to make him take a 15-foot fadeaway all night, they'll get him all night. They'll let him have that one.
That was not a good shot. Farron Douglas, the coach for the Tigers, not happy with that possession at all.
Little 2-1-2 zone trap. Moorhead ahead for White to the basket, right hand, won't go. Rebound to Morris, and back comes Lancaster.
Well, I love the way Morris makes that quick outlet pass, keeps the ball up high. Oh, there's so many great coaching points on exhibit here tonight.
Shed picks up his third foul with a reach-in, and that'll earn him an early seat on the bench as Harris will check in for him.
Pemberton out front now, the 6'5" youngster.
Can't miss him in those pink shoes.
Pink shoes. He knows how to play in them. Boy, he can jump, he can run, he can shoot.
I don't know what's in those shoes, but I might need a pair of those, you know? So here's Starks on the baseline, double teamed. His shot comes up short. Back out, and Morris will restart it for Lancaster. And here's Barrett with the shot, two-pointer from the wing.
Nice shot by Barrett, just his 6th point of the ball game, but it's a big one.
So we're tied again at 31. Edwards comes up short. Pemberton, quick outlet for Durham. To the basket with the right hand goes.
Boy, that was a great pass by Pemberton, getting the ball up the court very, very quickly to Ike Durham, their 5'9" senior.
And David Martinez quickly calls timeout because for the first time tonight, his team is behind.
Boy, look at Pemberton quickly look up the floor and find Durham streaking ahead to put the Tigers back up by 2.
33-31 is our score.
Well, Tom, I just can't get over the intensity of every player that steps on the floor here tonight. Now, I know this is a big championship, but you normally don't see this till you get to playoff time.
Yeah, early, you don't see this in November.
I sure appreciate it. It's just great coaching, great effort, great play, great players. And just to think, Atascocita, when they get 3 football players back, think how their depth
how
is
deep
gonna
they're going to
improve.
be, exactly.
Yep.
You know, and Jeff had Ben Metter on here, and the folks here have done a really terrific job. Now, as you mentioned, 13 years. This tournament just gets bigger and better all the time.
Just think of it. There's 80 teams, men and women,
right,
participating here this week, and this community just gets behind this tournament so well. All the great sponsors, so many nice people.
80 teams in 10 locations across the area.
And how about that hospitality room? We worked it over pretty good, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Don't tell anybody.
Great food.
Here's Moorhead. 10-foot runner is short. Rebound fought for. White's got it. He's fouled on the putback attempt. Look out. Pemberton got knocked to the deck and was lucky not to get stepped on.
Well, nice sportsmanship right there. And you know what's interesting? These kids now playing this AAU basketball all year round in the summer, spring, whatever. They play against each other all the time. It's just not in state competition in the public schools like it used to be. So they know each other, and good sportsmanship here tonight. Boy, what a pickup for Atascocita to get a player like Fabian White to move in from Kingwood High School, where he was the defensive MVP of the district last year.
And 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. So Lancaster with a 1-point lead in the ball as we approach 5.5 to play third quarter. Pemberton around his screen to the basket, missed the lefty, and White clears for Atascocita. Well, it was a good move to the basket by Pemberton, just couldn't finish.
So quick, using that left hand.
Well, looks like a little 2-3 zone here.
How about that? Just take a look right quick. Matt Wilrott, 6'4" senior. He's actually going to go play college baseball, I understand, at Cisco Junior College out in West Texas.
He's got 13 points in the ball game to lead all scorers. Back out on top is Atascocita, where they've been most of the night. They've led by as many as 10, but trailed here for the first time in the third quarter. Here's Barrett. Got a deep screen for a deep three. It's good.
Boy, Barrett did a great job of using that screen by Morris that time. Very smart basketball.
That was NBA range easily.
Well, Barrett averaged 15 points a game last year, Tom, in their run to the state championship. So he's put on good shows for a long time.
There's Edwards in the lane, and he is stripped but also fouled as he was trying to drive through. Foul's going to be on Durham. That'll be his third personal. And Lancaster's done a really nice job of making it very difficult for Edwards to get off in this game so far, Coach.
Well, obviously the focus of their defense is helping on him at every opportunity. And he's had some open looks he's just missed.
Here's White to the basket, strong on the right hand, no good. Morris is going to pick up the whistle.
Oh, just a junior. We're going to have fun watching this young man develop during the course of this season. He'll be highly, highly recruited at this time next year.
I would think you are exactly right with that, sir.
He knows how to put that ball on the hardwood and take it strong to the basket.
Needs to know how to cash in from the free throw line, though. 1 out of 3 now.
Yeah, he's only got 5 points, but he's been instrumental in their success in this game. Very, very good, obviously, on the defensive end.
He's 2 out of 4 from the stripe as part of his 6 points. And we are tied again midway through the third quarter.
Boy, nice defensive help by Wilrott that time. Look how those players step and help each other on these screens. That is textbook perfect. Look at that, jumping up, helping, sliding through.
About the communication that it takes on defense to know when to switch, when to pass the guy off, when to go under, when to go over.
That's all coaching, and we've got 2 great coaches here tonight. Both of them do a terrific job.
Here's Starks from the left elbow. No good, but reaching out for the rebound is Morris. Down low for Pemberton. Couldn't finish it off. Rebound, Pemberton couldn't get it. Ball is loose. Here's Barrett with it from the free throw line. It won't go. Pemberton again. Through 4 players, blocked by Wilrott. And away comes Atascocita. Edwards, blocked by Morris. Wow, look at that wingspan. Oh, baby.
Well, there you go. That's why 6'9" has an advantage over a 6 foot.
Oh,
this is great
man.
athleticism. Watch how high Carson Edwards gets off the floor, but needless to say, Nate Morris gets even higher. Great athleticism both ways. Terrific reaction by Morris.
Any wonder why this game is tied at 36? Loose ball on the sideline, recovered by Atascocita. Devin Harrison came up with the loose ball. And Harris from the wing for 3.
Boy, beautiful balance up there. 6'2" senior Jarris Harris. Nice ball movement continuing for the Eagles.
And back on top by 3 is Atascocita. Here's Starks, who had a big first half for Lancaster. Got him back in this ball game. Yet to score here in the third quarter. Pemberton with a turnaround lefty, rolls off the rim, no good, and White will clear.
What a great move to not get rewarded for it. He did the hard part, just didn't get the finish.
Edwards found some daylight. His three ball is no good. Rebound battled for. White's got it. A lot of contact from Morris, no call. And coming away with it is Durham. Got it to Starks. And Barnett for Barrett for three. Why do I want to call him Barnett? What a save on the sideline and the finish by Morris. Strong to the basket goes Will Rotten. It's fouled.
Tom, I don't believe I've ever seen this kind of effort in an early season high school basketball game. I'm telling you, this is something to see. Boy, just take a look now. Watch the contact from this point on. Quickly going back down the floor will be the Atascocita Eagles after the flush by 6'9" senior Nate Morris.
You saw him running back there trying to get back in time. It was a little bit late and instead picked up his third foul.
Well, Morris is now the leading scorer in the ball game. He has 13 points, got 2 fouls.
Wilrott connects. That's the 32 who's got the 14
Oh, I'm
points
sorry,
now.
I was looking the wrong way there.
Yeah, you took 32
Morris,
off the board.
Yeah,
he got subbed out for, so you didn't see him on the board. So Wilrott's got the 14 points to lead all scorers. Looking for 15 and has it. You know, when you look at this Atascocita team, he's not the guy you would think would be the leading scorer.
No, but he's always in the right place at the right time, offensively and defensively. He's a glue for this team.
And he's going to get a breather right now. So here comes Lancaster down by 3. Barrett around a high screen. Good switch as Mason picks him up. The taller man out front. Crossover in the lane, shoveled with the right hand, no good. Pemberton had the rebound taken away by Harrison. They need to get it ahead, they do. Here's Jarris Harris, watch out for 10. They made it just in time. Edwards with the nice dish for White and the slam.
Boy, that was a big-time play by Carson Edwards. That's why he's going to play in the Big Ten.
Starks with contact, no call. Whistle down low, travel against Lancaster is the call. Boy, oh boy.
Boy, partner, I'm glad I am here. This is great to watch.
You know what? You know, Jeff made mention that both of these teams' both these schools' football teams are still playing. We're seeing a lot of football contact out there tonight.
Absolutely.
We're down under a minute to play, 51.8 here in the third quarter. And Atascocita is back on top by 5 and can build that.
Good look at David Martinez there, patrolling the sideline for the Eagles of Atascocita.
Pemberton going to get a breather here in the final little bit. It's a good coaching decision. You know, you're late, under a minute to play, plus you got the timeout coming up. You get a little extra rest for your player. As they feed it down low to White, he is fouled from underneath.
It's just the 5th team foul for the Lancaster Tigers. Neither team obviously in the 1-and-1.
White had it poked away that time. And here comes Lancaster. Starks will dish it outside. Pump fake by Robertson. He'll kick it out. And now Anderson in the lane. Back out to Robertson. Here's Durham. And now Lancaster will pull it back out and play for the final shot, it looks like, here in the third quarter, down to 20 seconds to go. Now they give it to Barrett to run point. And we get a reach-in foul, wave off the basket. Farron Douglas wanted continuation, but he wasn't getting that.
Well, that's just the 2nd team foul on Atascocita this half, so there will be no shots fired.
The swipe was made by Jarris Harris at the top of the circle. Inbounds they come with 7. Deep 3 from the right-hand corner. Ill-advised shot by Robertson. Loose ball at the buzzer is no good by Anderson. And we will go to the fourth quarter with Atascocita on top by 5. It's the McDonald's Texas Invitational Championship game from Phillips Gym.
ISD Education Foundation is a nonprofit organization working with the community to provide the resources educators and students need to achieve educational excellence. The Pasadena ISD Education Foundation, bringing dreams to life for educators and students.
Have you recently lost your job or been denied medical care? Has your doctor told you their panel is full and they cannot take you? At Pasadena Health Center, we make healthcare affordable and provide access to reliable, quality healthcare in a caring atmosphere. We offer services in family medicine, dental, OBGYN, pediatrics, x-ray, lab, and pharmacy. We accept Medicare, Medicaid, private insurance, and offer discounted fees for self-pay patients. Pasadena Health Center, where caring is what we do best.
And welcome back to Pasadena, 43-38 right now. Atascocita leading Lancaster. Joining me now, Kirk Lewis, Superintendent, Pasadena ISD, and you'll be replacing Ben Metter here starting this, I guess, after this coming year.
That's correct. Right after January, when I retire as superintendent, Ben asked me to take over. He's done such a wonderful job with this tournament, growing it from its very beginning to where we raised $1.5 million. It's an awesome work.
You got some big shoes to fill.
Big shoes to fill, but I'm ready.
Okay. All right, let's send it back to you guys.
Thank you.
All right, Jeff, thanks very much. We wish Kirk the very best taking over for Ben Metter, but he's got some big shoes to fill there, Mr. Jim.
Well, that's pretty impressive for me, the superintendent volunteering to lead the biggest tournament in the state of Texas. That's the spirit of Pasadena.
So Atascocita with the basketball as we start the fourth quarter. They have a 5-point lead. Shedd has come back in. Spent much of the third quarter on the bench with 3 fouls. Here's Wilrod underneath. Kicks the ball back outside for Shedd. He'll leave it for White's jumper from the elbow that's no good. Flying in for the rebound was Pemberton.
Well, White's got to get comfortable with that shot, only 14 feet away. That's when he'll become a complete player. Still growing into his 6'8" frame as far as the offensive skills are concerned.
But he knows how to play defense, I'll tell you.
Well, he's got great speed, great dexterity, good hands. He's going to be a great one this time next year.
Here's Durham out high around the screen. Trying to attack, left it for Pemberton. He'll step back from 17 and knock it home with the left hand. Wow.
Boy, what a crucial shot for the Tigers of Lancaster. That brings them within 3. This Pemberton is a great all-round player. Quite a catch for Louisiana Tech for his college future.
7 points in the ball game for Pemberton. 3-point lead for Atascocita with the ball. Moorhead's got it on the left wing. He'll back it up toward midcourt. Looks like man-to-man defense this time. Farron Douglas has been trying to switch things around to keep Atascocita off balance. Moorhead is content to chew the clock away because the clock is the ally of Atascocita here. They have the 3-point lead.
Yeah, I don't like this. I mean, it's a great strategy, I'm sure, for Coach Martinez, but it just slows a great game down all of a sudden. I wish they had the shot clock like they have in colleges. You know, the colleges this year have reduced
going to 30.
35 to 30 seconds. I've done several college games, and I really can't notice that big a difference. But the Tigers are going to have to come out and pick them up, obviously, at some point. They can't just let them dribble away the last 5.5 minutes of the game.
You know, it always confused me in college basketball to why the men had a longer shot clock than the women. Because the men play at a faster pace anyway. Why wouldn't they have had the 30 and the women had the 35? But it was the other way around for so long, and I think it's a great idea if they got it back down to 30. Driving baseline is Edwards. A fadeaway shot is no good, and the rebound cleared by Pemberton.
Well, nice team defense there by the Lancaster Tigers. They know they can get them a long ball here, and it's a tie game.
Yeah, they were not lulled to sleep by the delay tactics of Atascocita. They stayed ready to go once Atascocita decided to play. Great coaching by Farron Douglas to keep his guys engaged.
Well, both teams playing much more conservatively here in the final quarter of this championship game of the 13th annual McDonald's Texas Invitational.
Only 2 points scored here in the fourth quarter by the two teams combined, and that was by Pemberton. And now Lancaster is going to say, all right, you want to slow it down? We'll slow it down with you. We're not afraid. We'll value our possessions if you want to play this way. Moorhead waiting for Barrett. But Moorhead's at the top of the arc and Barrett's at midcourt.
Well, Atascocita's happy to watch them dribble. They're 3 points behind the team with the basketball. This is very different by both ball clubs.
Now Starks comes out to try and put some motion in, but nothing happened there. Now Starks has got the dish. Trying to play pick and roll with Pemberton. Starks with a step back three. Off the iron, no good. Wilrod had the rebound knocked out of his hands, last touched by Lancaster.
You know, Tom, the best part of both teams' game is transition. When you slow it down, it takes away what they like to do best. So it's going to be interesting to see how they both adjust to this much slower level of play.
Halfway through the fourth quarter, 3-point lead for Atascocita. Trying to repeat as champions here of the McDonald's Texas Invitational. Standing in their way is the defending state 5A champions from Lancaster. Now the defense gets aggressive from Lancaster. Fade away by Edwards. Wow, what a deadly shot that was. And a steal on the other end for Wilrod. The lefty follow is good.
Boy, 4 big, quick points for the Eagles of Atascocita. Edwards started it. Wilrod finished it. Great possession right there for the guys in red.
Wilrod now with 17 points in the ball game and a 7-point lead for the Eagles. Now Lancaster's got to get a little serious on offense. Here's Starks. Nice dish for Anderson, blocked by White. Oh, baby.
Boy, he's showing right there that defensive prowess that got him District Defensive Player of the Year as just a sophomore last year. Look at that reaction coming from the offside.
Just to get this out of my kitchen.
Fabian White, remember that name. He averaged 15 and 7 so far this year.
The inbounds for Pemberton. Starks had it poked away by Harris. He'll get it up for Shed. Leave it on the wing for White. With the right hand, won't go. Couldn't finish it off, and back the other way comes Starks. Find Barrett on the wing for three. It's off the mark, no good. Rebound, Edwards in the land of the Giants comes away with it. Split the double team, lost the ball. Barrett with a scoop is no good, but he was fouled.
Boy, what great effort by Dion Barrett, the floor leader for the Lancaster Tigers. Hate to keep repeating myself, but this youngster showing us why he was on the all-tournament team last year in San Antonio for the Texas State Finals.
You saw Edwards take a hard spill as he tried to split the double team. And there's a debate whether they want to bring him out of the game for a little bit of breather or not. They've got him over in front of the bench.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, he's not coming out of this game. He will not put up with that stuff. He is a competitor deluxe, and they need their best player on the floor at crunch time.
Barrett with a miss from the free throw stripe. Lancaster could not afford to give away points when the clock doesn't move with only 2:38 left.
Barrett now the first double-figure scorer for the Lancaster Tigers.
As he has 10. Long cross-court pass. Here's Edwards. Wilrod. He'll bring it back out. And you're going to see Atascocita try and run some clock with a 6-point lead and under 2.5 to go. And we get a timeout called by David Martinez. He didn't want to risk a closely guarded 5-second call, so he calls the timeout with 2:20 left and his team in front by 6.
You know, Tom, Coach Martinez visiting with us before the game, he takes a great deal of pride in the balance of that ball club. Remember, he told us they just scored 50 points in their victory over Converse Judson in this tournament, and he had 9 different players score. Think about that. 9 players scored and the team made 50 points. That's pretty amazing balance.
That's pretty good balance. You're right about that. You know, it takes a lot to put on a tournament of this magnitude and to the stature that it does. And this McDonald's Texas Invitational has some great sponsors like the Pasadena Chamber of Commerce, the City of Pasadena, Community Bank of Texas, and of course the title sponsor McDonald's. They do a great job in helping assist get this thing going. Other sponsors include Pasadena Health Center, LaPorte Mitsubishi, and Refined Auto Designs. I might have to invest one of those Refined Auto Designs. I like their logo, man. I might want to drive something that looks like that.
I bet you do. If you find a second one, let me know.
All right.
At the right price.
That's the key. That's
the
the
whole
key right
key
there.
to this tournament is the community spirit. And we've seen that so much in the interviews here tonight, but the people are so nice and so enthusiastic on what they do to host 80 teams, 48 men's teams, 32 women's teams.
He inbounds into the backcourt. Shed will bring it back across the line. Darius Anderson trying to stay in his hip pocket. The 5-second count going on. Shed better do something with the ball. Got inside the hash mark, and that'll reset the clock, if you will. Still guarded by Anderson. Finally gives it up. Harris from the wing, no good. Long rebound will be chased down by Anderson, and Lancaster gets the ball.
Well, no, Coach Martinez not happy with that shot.
And Anderson out of control in the lane, offensive foul.
There's that great team defense once again. Toscasita getting the right place at the right time in the paint. Get back and cover the bucket. They do it well.
And Wilrott drawing the charge, taking the contact. Knew it was coming, but he got set up in plenty of time.
That last shot, partner by Jairus Harris from the left wing, was not well received by Coach David Martinez. I saw him hollering, "Why? No!" So
yeah, we can do better than that, especially when we got a 6-point lead.
Well, you got a 6-point lead with 1:45 to go. You want to get a good shot or get fouled.
Edwards down the floor to the basket and got the roll.
Boy, what strength for a little guy, what speed, what quickness, what power.
Dozen points now for Edwards. Minute and a half left and an 8-point lead for Toscasita. Almost a steal is a steal. And Martinez, when his player made the recovery on the floor, called timeout. The recovery was made by Jairus Harris after the ball got poked loose here on the near sideline.
Well, David Martinez said before the game, last year's championship contest here was the hardest game he's ever had to coach because it was against his mentor, Chris Dyer at DeSoto High. He said that was just a miserable feeling to go against his old teacher, but certainly he doesn't have those feelings here tonight against Farron Douglas and the Lancaster Tigers.
But you know what? When you're trying to repeat as champions of a tournament like this, that's a pretty tall order right there. And they've done a great job to get to this point. They've had the lead for the most part throughout this entire ball game.
Well, I haven't seen any state high school basketball rankings yet, but I would venture to say with this, if they can hold on and win the championship here, I would be shocked if they weren't ranked #1 in the state when the first rankings come out, knowing they're going to be getting stronger when they get their football players back.
Well, they were definitely the #1 preseason pick in Class 6A, and in addition, they were ranked number 15 preseason in USA Today's Super 25 across the country. So that shows you what they think of this Atascocita team.
Well, this is two terrific teams here tonight, and certainly Atascocita holding up their ranking so far.
All right, Wilrott to inbound in backcourt. We'll lob it in for Moorhead. And the pressure defense is on for Lancaster. 2-2-1, but they break it. White will give it to Moorhead, not a Shed. Put in the hands of your point guard. Pemberton picks up the foul. That's now 17 fouls, so it'll be free throws coming up for Shed. It'll be a 1-on-1 opportunity.
There's so much talent on the floor here tonight. I keep talking about those 5 that have already signed with major Division I schools, but there's quite a few of these youngsters that are going to be in that category next year.
First one by Shed, goes off the front iron and in. His first point of the ball game, but he means so much more to this team. They don't need to have him score. When he does score, it's a bonus.
Well, he's a great defensive player, and he's the type of guy that hustles and inspires the rest of his teammates.
Shed with one more. Makes it a 10-point lead with 1:12 to go. Atascocita that far away from back-to-back championships. Lancaster's got to get it going. Pemberton down the lane, blocked by a White. Loose ball, Wilrott threw it in. Pemberton recovers though. Loose ball, it starts. The scoop off the glass with a roll by Ike Durham. How about that drive down the lane, Jim?
What a beautiful move by Durham that time, so quick, and he just actually went under White with the scoop off the glass. Very, very intricate maneuver to bring the Tigers within 8.
Used a lot of English on that finger roll to just roll the ball up the glass, because when he got it on the glass, it was below the rim. It just crawled all the way up and fell in.
Had the perfect spin on the ball. Just another moment of great play here tonight in this championship game.
Minnesota Fats would have been proud of that English. Willie Mosconi. People are saying, frankly, who the heck are you talking about? 30 seconds left in our timeout here. And Lancaster is down to 1 timeout remaining. 2 timeouts remaining for Atascocita should they require them here. Down to 47 seconds left here in the ball game. 8-point lead for Atascocita. They have led almost start to finish. Lancaster did have a 3-point lead in the third quarter.
Well, there you can see
the trophies.
Tournament trophies, and certainly Atascocita in line to get their second consecutive tournament championship.
Medals.
And Tom, I'm sitting here thinking all high school coaches and players that are watching this game can appreciate the true value of great team defense. Normally you think of offense. This success of these two programs is based more on defense than on the offensive end.
And they get a lot of their offense from their defense.
Yes, they do. Exactly. That's the point I was making. They score off of their defense in transition.
We got a double team on White for the foul in the backcourt. Foul is on Durham. That'll be his 4th. 18 fouls now, so White's going to shoot 1-1 here with 45 seconds to go. And Farron Douglas playing a little switch offense for defense when he can here, bringing Moore and Starks out to give him some offensive firepower when they get the ball back. White's free throw off the iron, no good. Pemberton will clear it down. Here's Starks to the basket, blocked by White. He said, I might miss the free throw, but I'm going to protect my basket.
I'm telling you, I don't know how many blocks the young man has, but his timing is just absolutely sensational for such a young player, just starting his junior year.
Pemberton double teamed at the elbow, out to Durham, pump fake. Now the 3, too long. Rebound on the back end, Lancaster gets it. Pemberton cleared it out. Here's Barrett down the lane with a 10-foot runner, left hand, it's good. And Farron Douglas is going to call his final timeout with 21 seconds to go here.
Well, Barrett making his 12th point, very crucial. 6 points is, there's crazier things have happened
Only
in basketball.
2 possessions.
Absolutely.
Only 2 possessions, so you're going for the steal. Well, there's every opportunity now.
Obviously no give up in this Lancaster Tiger Ball Club under the direction of Coach Farron Douglas.
Let's take a look at the block here by White. Just followed him down there, and just the big wingspan said, get out of here.
Well, and then the timing has to be perfect on that. No body contact, went up at just the right time. Both these ball clubs do such a terrific job of attacking the glass.
It's been fun to watch tonight.
I'd like to know how many blocks White has tonight.
Yeah.
He's got, Morris has several.
I bet you he's got at least a half a dozen.
This is a fun game to watch because we've had great guards and we've got great centers. So this is all you can ask for in an early season high school contest.
You know, you got a wing player like Pemberton out there who can go inside or outside with the ball.
Yeah, Tom, I don't think there's any doubt this Atascocita team is better than the team last year just because of White's 6'8" presence in the middle. And just think, this is just the beginning of his sophomore year. By the time the state tournament gets here in March, he's going to be a whole lot better than he is right now.
And they get the 3 football players back here in a short time. The inbounds for Shed, who's double teamed and fouled immediately.
Well, Shed hit nothing but net on his last 2 attempts. He showed coolness, calmness. Great leader for this Atascocita Ball Club, 5'11" senior. He's, I don't think we've mentioned this youngster at the stripe. He's going to be going to Florida International University in Conference USA next year.
First free throw is good.
Nothing but coolness right there. He stepped up 3 straight free throws here in the last minute of play. Let's see if Shed can do it again, make it 4 in a row. No, wasn't able to do it.
Missed that time, and Lancaster's got to hurry. We were down to 15 seconds. And a steal by Shed. And he knows they got enough points. Backwards flip for the two-hand slam for Ferris White.
Well, nice
Fabian
job.
White, rather.
Yeah, Fabian White, what was impressive about that, 6'8", running that floor so quickly to get this follow pass from Shed.
Watch.
Look at this. Beautiful job of breaking from that right wing, filling the lane. Nice finish for the Atascocita Eagles.
Quickly down to Pepperden. He'll slam it home as the buzzer goes off, and the Atascocita Eagles have successfully defended their title here at the McDonald's Texas Invitational with a 54-47 victory over the Lancaster Tigers, the defending state 5A champions. And what a basketball game we had here.
Well, it was terrific in every aspect. Great offensive play, fabulous defensive play, terrific teamwork. Both ball clubs far ahead of schedule in their development during this 2015-16 season. A big congratulations to Atascocita for doing something that's very, very tough, repeating as tournament champion of the most prestigious tournament in the state of Texas.
And the leading scorer of the ball game is Matt Wilrott, and he's standing by with our Jeff Power.
That's right. Matt Wilrott joining us now. 17 points. We were just talking walking over here. Where'd that come from?
It's really my career high. I don't know where it came from. My teammates just got me open. I just ran the floor really well and just really got most of it was layups. So not that hard to get 17 points worth of layups.
How about being back-to-back defending champs in one of the most prestigious tournaments in all of the state of Texas, the McDonald's Texas Invitational?
Oh, it just means a lot knowing that we can just really come back and prove ourselves from what we did last year, and we just want to go further this year.
Can y'all take this and run with it and maybe be the favorites this year?
I don't know about the favorites. We're just going to keep working hard and see where it takes us.
Very good. Matt Wilrott, 17 points. Let's send it back to you, Tom.
All right, Jeff, thanks very much. And this team was 35-2 a year ago, Jim, and deeply disappointed when they were upset by Irving MacArthur in the Region 2 finals and didn't make it to San Antonio. So, despite the fact that they were the defending champions of this tournament, they came into this tournament with a chip on their shoulders, and I think you could see that.
Well, there's no doubt about it. The tenacity they showed from start to finish here tonight was just fabulous. I love their teamwork. The most important part, though, David Martinez will not let you on the floor unless you are a team defensive player, and that's what won this ball game for him.
Absolutely. When you hold a team like Lancaster down to 47 points, you got to be doing something right on the defensive end, and they have certainly did that in tonight's ball game. Got out to that quick lead at 23-16 at the end of the first quarter and maintained the lead. We were tied at halftime at 29. Lancaster got a brief 3-point lead early in the third quarter, and then it was all Atascocita to the wire.
Well, Atascocita, Tom, as I said earlier, they are a much better team with the 6'8" Fabian White in the middle. Just the sophomore, he is what the doctor ordered for complete success.
Well, they've certainly done that, and these teams have nothing but a bright future, and as you mentioned so many times, by the time San Antonio comes rolling around, in case people didn't hear, the tournament was held in San Antonio for the first time ever last year, and they did a great job, and they just recently this week signed a 2-year contract, so for the next 2 years, 16 and 17, it's going to be back there at the Alamo Dome, and I can't wait.
Well, the people of San Antonio did a fabulous job with that tournament, but so did the teams, and I'm betting right now both these ball clubs will be there in March.
I would think so. Well, we had some of the presentations there. You saw Lancaster get their runner-up trophies, and now we have the championship team going out to center court, the Atascocita Eagles. Something they did last year at this particular time is hold up the banner and hold up the trophy. And here comes Ronald McDonald into the and he's carrying the statue, he's carrying the trophy. Only fitting that Ronald would make the presentation, don't you think?
I bet those guys would like some Big Macs along with that trophy. He hadn't brought any to us, I know that.
No, somehow we didn't rate.
But what a great high school team we had the pleasure of seeing right there, those championship Eagles of Atascocita.
No question about it. A great day for high school basketball. A great weekend for high school basketball here in the city of Pasadena as they spread it all around their schools in the district. They used all the high school campuses, some of the middle school campuses as well to get this tournament done. When you have 80 teams come in here, both boys and girls, and then decide it with a nice championship Saturday here at Phillips Gym, got to really tip the hat here to the folks here in Pasadena. They really have learned how to put on a great event to get everybody inspired for basketball right in the middle of football playoff season.
Well, you got to consider this, 200 games played overall at 10 different sites. Great organization, but most importantly of all, great basketball.
We'll come back and wrap things up here for the, oh, we're done. Oh, we're not going to come back and finish things. We can just say goodbye. I thought we had one more timeout. It's always a timeout. Well, congratulations to the Atascocita Eagles for their victory here in the McDonald's Texas Invitational Championship game, 56-47. So for Jeff Power and for Jim Haller and our entire crew here, we thank you for joining us. And congratulations to Atascocita, winners again at the Texas Invitational.